A House Ethics Committee has just released its report into Donald Trump loyalist Matt Gaetz. The former congressman was Trump's first pick for Attorney General, but he stepped aside last month over allegations of illegal drug use and sexual misconduct. The CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick joins us now from Washington with more on this. So, Megan, the report just became public. What are you learning?
Yeah, going through it now, Natasha, it is quite lengthy, but the headline out of it, here I'll summarize some of the main findings from the committee. And I should start by saying the committee does acknowledge that this is a rare step for them to be taking to release this report, considering that Matt Gaetz is no longer a member of the House of Representatives. He did resign when Donald Trump appointed him as nominee for the Attorney General. But then, as we know, there was a lot of controversy in the wake of that nomination, and Gaetz eventually withdrew. This is his name for consideration. This is a report that initially was not going to be released, but then the House committee, the Ethics Committee, a majority of them voting in favor to release it. And the report says this is a step they are not taking lightly, but that they feel like it is in the public interest to put this report out there. There are some members of the committee that have included a dissenting view with this report. The committee says, in summary, that it has found, quote, substantial evidence of a number of allegations that Gaetz had been facing, including, it says, that he regularly paid women for engaging in sexual activity with him, that he engaged in sexual activity with a 17-year-old girl. This is something that Matt Gaetz has consistently denied. The report also says that Matt Gaetz accepted gifts, including a 2018 trip to the Bahamas, which violated the rules for House members, that he had assisted someone in getting a passport, falsely telling the State Department that the woman was a constituent when she was not. So a number of allegations in here, Natasha, in terms of the findings of the committee. It also says that Matt Gaetz had been uncooperative throughout the review, not agreeing to be interviewed, that he did respond to some written questions, but that he ignored most of the direct questions about his misconduct and mischaracterized the committee's investigation. We've heard Matt Gaetz consistently deny the allegations and describe the investigation as a whole as a smear job against him.
Now, the issue is kind of moot at this point since the report has been released, but we know that Gaetz was trying to block the release of the report. What exactly was his argument?
Yeah, there was news this morning, CBS reporting that he had filed a court action here in Washington seeking an injunction to block the report from being released. And he had a number of arguments to back that up, including that he says the Ethics Committee has no jurisdiction over him anymore because he is a private citizen. And he said releasing the report would violate the Privacy Act, and it could also potentially be defamatory because he says some of the statements in this report are false, and that releasing them publicly could damage his reputation and his standing in the community. So he was seeking an injunction and an emergency hearing in court, but it looks like the report is now out, Natasha, so it's unclear where that court action will go. But again, Gaetz has consistently denied these allegations, and he says so again in this court filing, that he has not violated any criminal code or any standard of ethics. So we'll be watching for a reaction now to both of these developments, that the report is out and that Matt Gaetz had tried to block it from becoming public.
CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick bringing us the breaking news from Washington. Thank you.